Jai Bhim, Jai Mulyavasi, Jai Savidhan, Jai Bharat. Today is Sunday, and every Sunday we are organizing special discussions in English so that our South Indian mass as well as the NRIs can get enough information on the social media about what is going on in current social scenarios. We are discussing various topics that are concerned to the original inhabitants of India, the Mulyawasis of India. Today also we are going to discuss one of the very important topic, and let us focus on what are the ideas, or what are the basically the topic that we're going to discuss is polarization activities planned before every Lok Sabha elections. As we know that every 5 years the Lok Sabha elections are carried out. But as India is a democratic country, and in a democratic country, the democracy matters, so the majority matters. So, as far as the majority of votes is considered, various political parties are planning various activities to generate a majority of votes in favor of them. So they try various activities, and today we are going to analyze, we are going to critically see what are these activities that normally the ruling parties planned well in advance before the election, so that they can generate the majority of votes to be as a most democratic party, and most democratic in the sense majority votes party to be a ruling party. So, what are these activities that we are going to discuss today? And today we had Mulyavasi S Dhammi sir, who is National Spokesperson of People's Party of India. So, without wasting time, I would like to invite Mulyavasi S Dhammi sir to the studio. Sir, Jai Bhim, Jai Mulyavasi, Jai Savidhan, Jai Bharat.
Jai Bhim, Jai Mulyavasi, Jai Samdan, and
Thank you.
thank you for giving this opportunity to me for expressing my views or experience before our viewers
Yeah.
on this topic.
Yeah. So basically, as we see in the social media, that as far as the elections are considered, and specifically the general elections are considered, Lok Sabha elections, right from the beginning when the Lok Sabha election started, as far as the majority of votes for one particular single party is considered, the various activities may be in the same in the form of nationalism, maybe in the form of secularism, maybe in the form different forms. Has been adopted by various Lok Sabha parties, basically Congress as well as various parties, right from the beginning of the election. So today we are our viewers would like to know basically what were the activities that were carried out in the name of polarizing the votes, so that they can get a majority of votes in the these Lok Sabha elections, to gain the to remain as a majority votes party. So, from your point of view, how do you feel how these elections are carried out, and what are the activities that ruling parties normally carried out to polarize the votes and to polarize the masses, so that they can get majority of votes? Please elaborate more on this particular aspect.
Okay, thank you, Ashish. You have two these subjects rather clubbed together here. The first is what are the activities, and the other is election. See, the democracy uh, this is successful only on the basis of public opinion of the people, and if they are allowed to make their opinion and free from any pressure or some any greed or something like that. So if they are at liberty to form their opinion, only then democracy can survive, and only then we can say that democracy is successful in our country. So this is very much essential part of making the Lok Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, whatever it may be, as these are our constitutional institutes which are responsible for giving shape to the country, giving shape to the state. So we are talking about Lok Sabha only. So that means that we are talking about shaping the country, analyzing what is existing and what is to be done in future to make our country a successful, strong, and this vibrant democracy. So that is possible through elections only, that the people elect their own ruling persons. So constitutionally, we don't elect any representative for a party. We elect representative from our constituency. So, say if I am a voter in a Lok Sabha constituency, I have to elect representative from my Lok Sabha constituency for Lok Sabha as a member who has to play his role there as a member of Lok Sabha. So, the Lok Sabha is for deliberating the proposals from the government or its member, and then they take a decision. They passes those proposals, or they amend, they change, they reform, they evolve, whatever this Lok Sabha can do. So for electing a member, I as a voter need some information to cast my vote in favor of the best representative of my constituency. Now, these candidates for election as a member from my constituency, these are given by parties or may not be essentially from a party. These may be independent also. So that candidate or that party who are seeking my vote, they have to shape my opinion. They have to build my opinion on certain issues, on certain information or certain points. That may be some agenda for governing, or maybe some agenda of polarization on the basis of religion, on the economic issues, political issues, on education policy, and things like that. So the polarization, that is attracting or building the majority opinion in favor of the voting of my candidate that I have given as a party, or in favor of party. That is something which can be discussed in this subject. So these activities for making opinion as polarized vote bank in favor of my party, that is something not as per constitutional mechanism, because constitution doesn't say anything about polarization or fighting or electing some party, or electing some prime minister, or electing some minister. Constitution says, constitution of a Lok Sabha by the members from elected from different constituencies. So a voter has to elect its candidate or member from its constituency, not to elect a party or someone as prime minister. But we have seen a deterioration in our democracy in India since 1937 elections. We see the polarization is based on those issues which do not impact the life of the people, conditions of the people directly. So as you see, in 1937, the Congress and Muslim League, they both were not creating the public opinion on the basis of what they will do after being elected to the power. So they just created the public opinion against the British, against the power of the British, and in favor of transfer of power in their hands. So that was the only agenda for polarization of the votes in 1937. The same was repeated in subsequent elections as well, and still it is continuing the same way. So now the activities which are required for polarization is, the first you must have some this agenda or ideology or some philosophy or some issues which you want to take to the people, which you want to give the publicity, and which you want to ask the people to attach to those, to associate themselves with those issues, with that agenda, with that philosophy, ideology, or whatever you want, the to make it a base or appealing base for getting support from the people. So that is the first thing which every party or every candidate has to this prepare. That okay, look, friends, we are seeking your vote for these things that we are promising or we are committing. So that is the first thing that is required. If without any such preparation, if you go to the people and then you ask their support, then it will be difficult for them to decide, and rather you will be on a losing side. So the second thing is that whatever you have prepared for getting support, you have to give it wide publicity, that it becomes the agenda for debate by the people. Because if something is not debated, it will not be liked or disliked by the people. So if you want to associate the voters with your agenda, with your issues, with your ideology, then you have to take it to the people. That needs the media support, that needs your organizational structure, that can take up that can debate or communicate with the people and prepare them and convince them. So the publicity is required in such a way that people are convinced that okay, we should support this agenda, we should support this party, we should support these people. Now, there are counter agenda, counter issues, counter these points. This gives opportunity to the people to analyze which one is better than the other. So, if that is not there, then it becomes very difficult. So, for Lok Sabha elections, you must have a national agenda, you must have a national organization, you must have a national campaign, you must have a national leadership. So if you don't have all these at national level, the people will not support you, people will not develop some confidence in your abilities, in your organization to run the country. So that is the most important factor for Lok Sabha elections, because it is all national level, to go to the people, to convince them that okay, for national level governance we are the best one, and we need support from your side to our candidates from your constituencies. So these are the activities which are required to go to the people before the elections. So these activities, they are see, as a regional party, it becomes very difficult for them to convince the people that we are for the governance of the country as a national this political power, as a national organization, as a national leader. So it is only possible through national parties, national campaign, national agenda. If that is not, then certainly it will result in coalition to govern the country. So all these things are required to be planned and to be given wide publicity and to be debated, to get their support and to be discussed. And this all needs our organizational network or support base to the booth level structures, or to the gully level structures, street level structures, locality level structures, where these people can
Right, sir.
can discuss all these things to garner their support.
Sure, sir. Actually, the pre-elections requirements and the manifesto specifically that we are talking of, definitely this plays a vital role on the people to decide how to go ahead with the elections, or to which party or to which candidate they should vote. One more thing we would like to hear from you, or know from you. Basically, this generating a majority of votes, that particular people should think in particular direction, that which to which party or to which candidate he can go. So these activities is basically a continuous process, and not very limited to limited period of pre-election campaigns. So basically, we would like to hear from you how the opposition forces or how the ruling parties they carry out various activities, and directly or indirectly the indigenous people get trapped in their thinkings or in their philosophies, like for example the Sabrimala case, or so that such issues are created when people are thinking in one particular direction and they are polarizing in one particular identity or in one particular way. And indirect way it helps them in getting the people to think in favor of them. So, likewise, example wise, we would like to hear from you. Is there any such activities normally are carried out by the ruling parties or by the ruling parties, uh, by which our people, the Mullimasis, also get trapped in them, and they are diverted in particular things in thinking, in getting their thinking in favor of one particular party or candidate.
Yeah, if I can understand you, you are talking about the issues created for polarization of the
Correct,
voters.
correct,
So that, see, this is a two end this program or two end strategy. The first is reaction, that is reactionary one, and the other is action. So if you have some issue before you, say you are talking of government. So what government has to do is that they have to take their programs before the people, that we have done like this and we will do like this in the next coming this Lok Sabha tenure. So the government has to show that whatever actions we have done in the past, now that they are benefited to the people, they are benefiting the people, they have strengthened the country, they have made the country more strong in the world scenario, and for our people, they have solved the problems. So the basic thing is that for a governing class, it is important that they should focus on the redressal of problems of the people, that they have solved these problems and they will solve the remaining problems in future. So that is part of action. The second part is that people stand up in favor of a particular organization, political organization or government, as a reaction. So, what the incident that you are talking about, or say Babri Masjid or something, CAA or something like that, or say Hindu strategy or like that. So, some these events, some incidents, they are created. If there no such incident is there, that people are polarized in reaction, that okay, this is not good, this should not happen, say something like a cross border attack or something like. So these issues, if they are created, they are exploited by the ideologically those who are in favor of such issues. So they exploit those issues, and if no such issue is there, that people are polarized in reaction, then such issues are created. So this happened during Indira Gandhi time also, and this is happening during this government also, and this will happen in next election also, I think so. So now, if you have some issues which are capable of these polarizing people, okay, then you will take up those issues, and if not, then you will create those issues, and for action you have some performance, then you will go. Now you have to prepare the people for their support, for your support. So this is not possible within a month, or say within some quarter, or half year or something like that, because see, such a vast voter base is can't be reached within a short period. So you have to start some permanent agenda, discussions over that agenda. You have to ensure among the people. For that, you have to first develop a strategy. You have to create a strategy. You have to prepare a strategy. What should be our strategy? That our permanent agenda should go to the people, in a particular shape for the coming elections for Lok Sabha. So that you have to start from at least 2 years back. You should have a 2 years gap to prepare the opinion of the people, to ensure that the majority of the people uh, come in your favor during the elections, and that your agenda, permanent agenda, should be addressing the problems of majority of the people also. If you want majority support, you should have is their issues. Say students, unemployment may be there, education may be there, farmers issues may be there, labor class issues may be there, national integration issue may be there, foreign policy issue may be there. So various issues which are to address the problems or issues of the majority of the people, they must be in your permanent agenda. Then the slowly you reach the election time, then the issues may come up before you, so you have to exploit those issues also. If they are to be exploited to benefit you, to get majority support, polarization of majority people, then you can exploit those issues. If not, if you think that some issue may be created in favor of the people, see, the basic thing is that we as fully Ambedkarite force, we want solution of the problems, redressal of the we don't just want to restrict to raising the issues, to raising the problems. See, Baba Sahib never stopped at the stage of raising the problems. No, he suggested solutions to those problems, and he initiated what was required that time, that this is the way that we can resolve those issues, whether it is financial system of the country, whether it is farmers issues of the country, labor issues of the country, education issues, national integration, constitutional mechanism, establishment of various constitutional institutions, systems, and all that. So, as a political party, say if I am speaking on behalf of people policy of India, then the PPID has to think of solutions to the problems, and I have to give solutions to those problems well in advance as my permanent agenda, and that is to be taken to the people by using various our media, maybe social media, print media, electronic media, or literature, or our own. We can create our own publicity mechanism from our party. So all those publicity channels, they should be used well in advance, say for 2 years since 2 years back or something like that. So that will take my opinion, my agenda, my manifesto, my intentions to the people, and I can clarify all those queries, curiosities of the people, and make them understand that I am the best organization to give solutions to your problems and make your life better, happier, and dignified in comparison to other political parties. So at least 2 years advance, I should start my activities for polarization of the voters. Ji.
Yes, sir, definitely. This is a long-term process, and unless you are in the field, you and people are in favor of you, majority or the mandate may not be created. And mandate is the thing which basically converts into the majority of rules. So now we had understood that till date, whatever the opposition parties or ruling parties they had created issues in favor of them, not in the national interest or not in the interest of the people, but just to be in the ruling. They had created issues. But as far as the indigenous people or Mulnivasi peoples are considered, and you are representing one of the national level political party, People's Party of India. So, in considering the overall your involvement in the field and as a national spokesperson of PPID, how do you feel the national level party should react or should work in the field, or people should create mandate in favor of the fully Ambedkarite mission or fully Ambedkarite vision. As far as the politics of this indigenous class is considered, and the upcoming Lok Sabha elections are considered, not only 24, but after that also. So, as a representative, how do you feel? What can be the measures, or what can be the issues, or how these national level parties should act and create the mandate of the indigenous people, of the Indian citizens in favor of the Indian constitution, or in favor of the development of India? How do you feel, sir? What can be
Yeah,
the
right.
measure?
Right. See, the national level political parties' behavior that is defined by the Constitution, our Constitution of India itself. That what should be the objectives of their national parties. Now, Baba Sahib, when he formed Constitution of Republican Party of India, or as good as you can see, the Scheduled Caste Federation Constitution also. Now he made the preamble of Indian Constitution of India, as the preamble of the core objectives of the Republican Party of India. So the first more thing is that every national party, or even state level party also. So the national party is mandatorily constitutionally bound to declare its objectives as the objectives enshrined in the preamble of Constitution of India. Now, what is that? That they should be committed to making India a democratic republic, a country. Now, it should behave in such a manner that its activities, its programs, ideologies, they ensure the justice, whether it is political, economic, or social justice to every citizen of the country. Then equality, it should ensure social, economic, and political equality. Then it should ensure fraternity, liberty in the country. People must be at liberty. People must be having the right of liberty to express their opinion, and people must have brotherhood among them, all the Indian citizens, irrespective of their religion, caste, language, their economic status, their bureaucratic status, their reason, and all that. They should have oneness, feeling of oneness, as Baba Sahib said, for protecting the independence of the country and making India a nation. So that is the first most essential requirement for making India a nation, democratic nation, that we must have brotherhood among the citizens of the country, and then individual dignity. That is the core of the preamble, that every individual must live a life of dignity, a dignified life. All the requirements for a dignified life must be ensured by the governing class of the country. So, all the national parties must ensure that they are acting, they are working, their philosophies, program, their manifestos are aimed at achieving the objectives defined or declared by the preamble of the Constitution. Then the behavior must ensure fundamental rights. The third chapter of our Constitution of India, and then their policies, what manifestos they prepare, that must not be in contradiction to the directive principles of the Constitution of India. So directive principles are directions to the governments, and governments means the political parties, that they should have their policies, their ideologies, their conduct, their principles, their morals, as in consonance with these directive principles of state policies. So these must be there. Then is our federal structure of the country. Say, being a national party, you have to ensure that the national government, central government, must be doing its responsibilities to the union list, that is absolute responsibility of union government, central government, and then it must work in close association with the state governments to implement the concurrent list, the subjects where center can also act and state government can also act. So that must be the responsibility of every national party. As PPID, we are conscious of these responsibilities as a national party, and we must be a constitutional lover as a national party, because a national party has to protect the constitution, has to ensure this rightful implementation of the constitution of India in its all respect. So that is the responsibility of a national government. In none of its way it should go against the constitutional mechanism, objectives, fundamental rights, or federal structure of the country, democratic structure, distribution of power, directive principles. So all these must be well understood by the leaders of the national party, whether they are at national level or state level or district level. So that is required from a national party. Ji.
Right, sir. You have clearly defined what should be done, or what the national party should think as a manifesto, or as a clear agenda what they should do. Sir, we also would like to hear from you as far as you are representing the national party as a common man, or as a common Indian citizen of India. Why Indian citizens should think in voting a nationalized party like PPID? What do you think, sir? Your message.
Yeah, the say if you are a common voter as Indian citizen, what you have to see is that what are your problems, what are problems for the country, and whether you respect the constitution to achieve its objectives, whether you respect the fundamental rights as a voter, my fundamental rights, whether you go to the constitution for resolving my problems. So, as Baba Sahib said, we have to solve the problems of the people in a constitutional way. We have to work constitutionally. We have to see the constitutional mechanism. We haven't to go against any constitutional provision while doing our activities. So, as a voter, you must see in a political party whether they respect the constitution of this country, and whether they respect the democratic way of life, whether they respect the economic democracy, social democracy, political democracy, whether they respect that the India must have a common education policy, that there must not be any discrimination in getting education, higher education, particularly by the citizens of the country. It must not have a multi-policy education system. It must not have a multi-policy health system. The law and order situation, as though it is a state subject, but because our central government, union government, is having privilege of enjoying dominance over the state governments in case of emergency. So if law and order is proper in your area, and if my people are doing say something to protect your rights from breach by the police, by the state governments, government people, then you have to think who is best for my this protection and for ensuring law and order. And see, the first and firstmost thing for any citizen for living a dignified life, for enjoying liberty, is the law and order must be of top priority. It must be a crime-free state, crime-free this landscape, social landscape in my area. So that is most important part. Then it comes to your well-beings, your future, your life perspectives. So you have to think who is having the more vision for my career, for my life. So that you have to see, and for life of the people. and simultaneously you have to see what is the national vision, international vision, because no country is independent today in any manner, whether it is security, whether it is development, technology, or business, trade, commerce. Everything is interlinked today. Entire world has become one village. So rather you can say one big company having different departments. So you have to think all these things. And when you are going to elect me as a representative from your constituency, the very thing is that you must understand my role as a member of parliament. What role a member of parliament has? See, the parliament must be understood as per constitution. So what constitution says about parliament is that you have to discharge your responsibilities as legislature. Now, out of members from the parliament, there is an executive also. So the executive is not independent from the parliament. Whether it is Loksabha member or Rajya Sabha member, they are the ministers, that is executive. So they come from the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, that is parliament. So you have to see whether I will be, if I am made a minister, I will be able to discharge my responsibilities as a member of the Council of Ministers. So you have to see all these things also, whether I will be, as member, I will be able to raise the problems that I have as a society, as a community, as an area, as a constituency. So you have to evaluate my capabilities also. You have to evaluate my, you have to assess my character, you have to assess my political principles, morals, and my vision also, political vision also. What is my political vision for my community, for my area, constituency, and for the country as a whole? So all these things are to be evaluated by you, and you have to give weightage among different candidates, that who is the best for me. So as a national party, you have to see all these things for a national level perspective.
Right, sir. You had rightly pointed out and elaborated more on today's topic what the ruling parties or opposition parties are doing for polarizing the votes, and what is the basic role of a nationalized party as far as the governance is considered, and the role of the member of parliaments or the member of legislative assemblies who are representing the common citizens of India. So this is a really right perspective in understanding the role of the election scenario or election, basically the politics of India, which normally a common man misunderstands, and they think in different direction. But as far as the Constitution of India is considered and the main role of these institutions are considered, you had rightly critically analyzed that one, and also you had put the right vision or right objective of this entire political system basically in front of our viewers. We are really thankful to you for joining us today and elaborating on this particular topic. We would like to invite you on other day, other different topics, so that our viewers can get benefit from your analysis, from your views, and they will think in particular direction what exactly should be instead of what is going on. Thank you very much for joining today, sir. Jai Bhim, Jai Mulyavasi, Jai Savidan.
Jai Banwasi. Thank you very much, and thank you to all the viewers of MNT News Network. I appeal them to take the issues and the clarifications to the masses in their respective areas, and as and when they get any chance to awaken the people on these issues. Thank you very much.
Right, sir. Right. So this was Mulyavasi S Dhammi, sir, who had joined in our studio in elaborating on today's topic, and he had rightly explained what is the main role of the political system and what is the main agenda of this political system. So this video will be there in this particular link, and you all are requested to share this particular information to all in your social network, so that this important information can be passed on to all in your network. And I would like to announce about tomorrow's project, tomorrow's overall MNT News Network's program. So tomorrow at 10 p.m., 10 a.m. in the morning, as 15th May is the dedicated day when Jyotiba Phuliji had started the educational institutions for the untouchables. And to come out to pay respect for this particular day, we had organized one session along with Mr. J.H. Chavan sir, who is Rajya Mahasachiv BAMSEC Maharashtra, and he is going to elaborate on his vision, Jyotiba Phule's vision on starting these educational institutes for the untouchables. So the topic is Jyotiba Phule द्वारा अछूतों के लिए पाठशाला खोलना. So this is the topic that we are going to discuss, and Mulnivasi J. Chavan sir, who is Rajya Mahasachiv BAMSEC Maharashtra, he will elaborate more on this topic. And tomorrow evening 8:30 p.m. We are going to discuss about संविधान पर अमल करने हेतु कौन सी राजनीतिक पार्टी में संवैधानिक नैतिकता दिखाई देती है. मूल निवासी आर के विद्यार्थी, National Organizing Secretary PPID, is going to elaborate on this particular topic. So thank you very much for joining today, and we will again meet tomorrow at 10 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. in the evening. Thank you very much for joining today. Jai Bhim, Jai Mulyavasi, Jai Samvidhan, Jai Bharat.